friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am teaming up with my sweet friend Jessica from the Waldock Way, and we are chatting about homeschooling an only child and why it's actually pretty amazing. I am sharing 3 of the best things about homeschooling and only, things that have made our homeschool life not just work, but really thrive. And honestly, whether you're homeschooling one kiddo or a whole crew, I think you'll find something really encouraging here today. All right, let's start with the first thing I love about homeschooling an only child. That is the freedom to personalize and pursue interests. And I mean like real freedom, not just, oh, well, you can pick between these 2 math books. I'm talking about building an entire education that fits your child like a glove. When you're homeschooling just one, you're not juggling 4 different grade levels. You're not trying to cram everyone into the same schedule. And that kind of freedom really is incredible. In our homeschool, this has actually shown up in a lot of ways. So, for example, my daughter has been obsessed with animals for years. Like seriously, we're talking books, pretend play, art, you name it. There's just animals everywhere. So instead of squeezing her passion into just kind of science here and there, we actually built our whole science year one time around it. We've done entire unit studies on habitats. We've studied endangered species. We did an entire deep dive into animal classifications, mammals, reptiles, amphibians, birds. She just loved like every second of it. And one year we even turned our homeschool into like a vet study. We set up like a little animal clinic at home, and she got to diagnose stuffed animals. She treated pretend injuries, researched veterinarian tools. It was just hands down one of her favorite homeschool seasons ever. And it's not just like the fun subject where freedom matters. Sometimes it shows up in kind of the hard things too. A few years ago, it had become really clear that we kind of needed to take a step back and spend a little bit more time on handwriting. Now, in a traditional setting, she may have just kind of been pushed ahead because that's what the schedule says, right? You learned handwriting and then you move on, spelling, writing, grammar, kind of whether you're ready or not. But because we homeschool and because we have the freedom to personalize, we actually just paused. We spent an entire year just focusing on building that confidence with handwriting. And then day by day, little by little, we built that foundation. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't like Instagram worthy or anything. It was just slow and steady, faithful work. But now I get to watch her writing and her spelling and just her entire confidence blossom because we slowed down and took that time that she needed. We can adjust without fear, without feeling like we're just falling behind. Because the goal isn't to just get through the material. It's to build a life of learning that fits who God made our children to be. And honestly, the freedom to personalize is one of the best gifts of homeschooling. Not just for our kids, but also for us as moms too. It means less stress, less pressure, less second guessing, and a whole lot more joy. You get to watch your child's passions unfold right in front of you. And you get to meet challenges with patience and grace. And you get to build an education that actually works. Not just for today, but for the whole person that your child is becoming. While the freedom to personalize is a huge blessing, another thing that's made a big difference for us is teaching early independence. Now, independence doesn't just happen on its own, okay? Especially when you are homeschooling an only child. It's easy for us as moms to get caught up in that habit of just hovering, right? Like always being right there, always available to just step in. But One of the best gifts that we can give our kids, especially when they are learning at home, is the skill of working independently. And it is a process. It is not like you just can hand them a checklist one day and say, all right, well, good luck, figure it out. Building independence happens little by little. It's taught, it's practiced, and then it's celebrated in those little small steps. In our homeschool, one of the biggest tools that we use to build that independence is our independent learning baskets. Now, if you have been around here for a little while, you've probably heard me talk about them. Each day, my daughter has a basket with activities that she works on completely on her own. This will be things like handwriting practice, math lessons, Bible studies, writing prompts, and sometimes I'll throw in like fun little seasonal crafts or activities. It's a mix of work and fun, but the goal is the same. Really building those muscles for working without me needing to hover nearby. And let me tell you, it did not happen overnight. When we first started using independent baskets, there were days just like that, she flew through them. And then there were days when she did need a little extra encouragement. And that's normal. Learning to start a task on your own and to stay focused without constant reminders and to keep going even when things get hard, those are really big skills for a little learner. And when you're homeschooling and only, those skills are even more important because it's not just naturally happening in a noisy, busy environment. They have to be taught on purpose. The best part, though, is watching the growth over time. Now, my daughter is able to start her independent work without me even needing to walk her through anything. She really has built the confidence, she's learning to problem solve, and she is taking ownership of her time. And all of that spills over to the rest of her learning too. So it's not just the things in the basket. When you give kids those small, manageable chances to practice independence, they really rise to the challenge. They start to realize, like, hey, I can do hard things even if mom isn't sitting right next to me. And that's a skill that is going to serve them far beyond their homeschool years. Now, if you're thinking, okay, well, that sounds nice, but how do I even start? Start simple. Just pick one or two things that your child already feels pretty confident doing. Put those things in a basket or a bin, and then let them complete those tasks with minimal to no help, and then celebrate it. Small wins will lead to big confidence. Over time, you can start adding in new skills, new challenges, new responsibilities, and then before you know it, you'll look back and realize just how much independence they've built. It's just been one small step at a time. So yes, homeschooling an only child gives you the freedom to personalize, but it also gives you the space to slow down, to coach independence, and to truly celebrate their growth as a learner and as just a person. Now, let's get into another favorite part of homeschooling and only, the strong family culture that you get to create and the deep, beautiful friendships that grow from it. When you're homeschooling and only, your family naturally becomes your child's first community, their first team, their first safe place, their foundation. And you know what? That is an amazing thing. It gives you so much space to be intentional about the traditions and the rhythms and those routines that you build together, things that your child will remember, not just for a season, but hopefully for a lifetime. In our home, one of the ways we live this out is by planning our actual entire homeschool year around the season that our family loves most. It's the time of year when we are outside more, we slow down, we just really lean into family time. So instead of fighting against the seasons of life, we just plan with them. And that's part of our family culture, that learning together, living together, and embracing the seasons that God gives us. We've also built in like fun little traditions that have become such a sweet part of our homeschool life and just life in general. Like one of our favorites is our girls' movie nights. So whenever my husband has to work late, my daughter and I just get to have like a special little night together. We grab some fun snacks, pick a movie, and just lounge around and enjoy being together. It is so simple and cozy, and it's our little thing. It's those kinds of traditions, the ones that just naturally happen, that can create such strong roots for our kids. They make home feel like the safest, happiest place to be. Now, when it comes to friendships, homeschooling and only might look different, and that's okay, because what our kids are gaining is the opportunity to build deep, meaningful friendships. When your child isn't surrounded by crowds all the time, they learn to value true connection. They learn to look for kindness and shared values and real conversations. We've seen that firsthand. My daughter's friendships are really so thoughtful and intentional. She's learned to be a good friend and to reach out to others and to be loyal and kind and considerate. And that's something that we've been able to nurture because we have the time and space to do it. Strong family culture and deep friendships don't just happen by accident. They are built moment by moment, memory by memory, conversation by conversation. And homeschooling, especially homeschooling and only, gives you so much opportunity to build those things well. So if you're ever worried that homeschooling and only means missing out on connection, I just want to encourage you. You aren't missing out at all. You're building it, you're weaving it into your days, you're giving your child a strong foundation to grow from, both inside your home and out in the world. And what a beautiful gift that is. I hope this video gave you a little bit of encouragement and a fresh reminder that homeschooling and only can be so full of joy and freedom and connection. It really is such a beautiful journey. If you want more encouragement, make sure you check out the playlist linked down in the description below. There are some amazing videos from other homeschool mamas sharing their hearts, their tips, and their favorite parts about homeschooling and only. That's it for today's video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.